Welcome, Wealth. We are back. We are back once again. Today, we talk about financial freedom. We talk about building wealth. We talk about investing in large multifamily real estate buildings. We talk about investing in general. But today we're going to switch it up a little bit. Today we are going to talk about relationships. Yeah, okay, I get it. This show's about financial freedom. But hear me out a little bit. Before I get into that though, I'm excited to let you know, if you haven't joined it already, we have a Facebook group. It's called Financial Freedom for Dentists Through Passive Investing. This is a great place for, YouTube is wonderful, and our website and our blogs are wonderful, and it's almost like a one-way forum. I wanted to get closer with my community, closer with you. You can ask me questions, I can ask questions, we can learn from each other. So please do join our Facebook group. It's called Financial Freedom for Dentists. Just search Facebook groups, Financial Freedom for Dentists. Join it. There's other like-minded people just like you. You'll find other high-performing dentists, big business owning dentists, and dentists that are specialists and dentists that are just trying to find their way and convert from high net income to high net worth. That's what we are here to help you do. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Dr. Johnny Walker, aka Jonathan Watanachi. I'm a veteran endodontist of 15 years, and I'm also the principal and founder of Walk of Wealth, which is an educational resource, and B, an investment firm that helps doctors achieve financial freedom through passive investment. We've been busy over the last 4 years. We've invested in over $100 million worth of multifamily real estate in quality assets across the country. And more importantly, we've helped our investors achieve cash flows from thousands of apartment units across the country. To learn more about investing alongside us, go down in the description below. The website is there. Join our investor club, fill out a small questionnaire, enter your email. You'll go into our email system where you'll get a lot of educational resources, blogs, as well as information on how to learn more about investing alongside us. But let's get back to the matter at hand here. Now, we can talk till we're blue in the face about different strategies and techniques and looking at deals and analyzing deals, learning about tax strategies, etc. But none of that matters more to your net worth than one other thing. We can talk about all the investment strategies and tactics and learn about markets and analyzing properties and all of those things. There's one thing that trumps all of that. And this factor is probably the single most important determinant of your net worth and your level of financial success. Can anyone guess what it is? I mean, it's given away in the title. But that is the relationship that you are in. Now, the things about relationships that I'm gonna talk to you about today as it pertains to success, it's taken from Candy Valentino's book called Wealth Habits. I highly recommend anybody that's interested in developing healthy habits for building wealth to go check out that book. Now, people think that, hey, I gotta watch who I have to marry because divorce is expensive, right? And we hear about all these guys like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and these huge divorce settlements that go to their spouses. And for some people, that means literally it means splitting your net worth down the middle, right? So that's what people think about when they think, oh, well, I gotta watch who I gotta marry because divorce is expensive. No, but the opportunity cost of who you choose to be partner with goes well beyond splitting your net worth upon divorce. The opportunity cost may be that person prevents you from being who you can be or building what you want to build. Because if you are in a relationship who is not in alignment with you in terms of life, in terms of business, and in terms of creating wealth, Candy compared being in the wrong relationship, in a relationship where you're not aligned in life, in business, in creating wealth, that's almost like carrying a box of heavy rocks up the hill. And let's not forget, girlfriends, boyfriend, wives, whatever it is, they're expensive as well, right? So add a few more rocks into that box. For example, if you're in a relationship where there's somebody who's super needy or always needs your focus, or needs to always be built up, that may prevent you from being the strong person that you are. And if you can't be that strong person because you have to always spend your time building somebody else up that's too fragile to do it themselves, this may detract you from being who you are. I'm not saying that this is right or wrong. I'm just saying this is something that we should be cognizant of. What about if we're in a relationship with a dreaded narcissist? I've seen this happen to several of my friends, and maybe some of them are the narcissist and some of them married narcissists. And it just led to toxic relationships where there was true stagnation in any achievement of success because you're too bogged down in the day-to-day fighting of a relationship. Look, I'm not trying to say I'm an expert on relationships or anything like that. That's not the point of this video at all. But I do know a relationship characterized by financial infidelity, conflict, lack of trust can have huge negative impact on financial success. As the principal of a capital firm, I have talked to 100 investors, and I know the stories and the perils and the pitfalls that a lot of people go through and have to work through. For example, if you have one partner who's hiding debt, or maybe you have one partner who's overspending without the other partner's knowledge, this can lead to not only strain in the relationship, but financial strain and, again, a roadblock on the way towards financial success. And women should not shy away from finances either. I'm not saying that this is true of all women, but there are too many women that I speak to that say, oh, well, I make money, but I just give my money to my husband. I let my husband handle the finances. Or I let my wife, I'm not really good at investing stuff, so I just give all the money to my wife and I let my wife handle that investing stuff. And kind of just pulling away and abdicating yourself of any financial responsibility. This is a mistake. Not to say that your relationship won't work out, and not to say that your husband or wife is more financially savvy and that's why that they're making the decisions, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be involved. And case in point, I have a very good friend of mine. She was a very, very successful specialist. I'm not going to specify which industry. Very successful specialist. And she allowed her very competent, very intelligent husband handle the finances. She had successful medical practice, multiple locations, but she focused on the clinical. The husband focused on the other stuff, IT, finances, everything else. Now, this was a love story. They were together. They raised 3 beautiful children. 25 years into marriage, things occur, life happens. They decide to divorce. It's not a happy divorce. It's a cold and bitter one. And now all of a sudden, my friend, she's separated from her husband, and now she's, not that her husband had tried to steal any money or anything like that. That's not what the story, but now she has no idea about what they have, what assets, what to do. She has no financial savvy at all because she completely abdicated that responsibility to someone else. And now it's left her in a very precarious situation. That's just a case to hopefully drive home that point, that nobody, whether you're a man or woman or whatever, should shy away from learning about what happens in the finances in a relationship. So really it goes both ways when it comes to relationship. A relationship is gonna be either, number one, detrimental in your pursuit of financial success, or number two, impactful in your pursuit of wealth. Regardless of whether it's boyfriend, girlfriend, married, partner, live-in, whatever it's called these days, I don't know, it doesn't matter, but make sure that this is a conversation that you are having. Remember, the number one reason for divorce is money. So what is the solution? According to Candy Valentino, the solution, number one, is opening the books to each other. And she means sort of opening a book. She didn't say you have to have a joint checking account. She said some relationships have one shared account. Some people have their own account and another account, and then they have another separate shared accounts where they paid the bills. There is no right or wrong in terms of that, but there should be a certain level of open books about how these bills are paid and how the finances for the household is managed. It is also important to consider between the two of you, what is a good timeline? What is the amount of risk tolerance, etc., when it comes to making investment decisions? And it even goes beyond that. Oh, I have a prenup, it doesn't matter. She said some people have a prenup, some people have joint accounts. Others have his and hers and theirs account. It doesn't really matter. Whatever financial situation you are in is fine as long as you are both on the same page. Imagine if you have one partner who loves to go on vacation and spend a lot of money on designer clothes and extravagant shopping, while the other person is trying to live more moderately and cut back a little bit so that they can save more for investments in the future. This is a complete misalignment of interest. And it creates this hamster wheel effect where you end up going nowhere financially because two people are on different sides of the spectrum. And instead of being together, we're in two separate boats. The two partners in the relationship are in two separate boats just passing by each other. It's more impactful to be both in one big tanker moving towards your goals together. And to stress it again, it's just making sure that the partners are aligned. There is no right or wrong. I've personally seen couples that are super successful, not just in finances, but in life, in raising children, in their relationship with each other, in terms of family, personal, all of that. And all of these different couples have completely different dynamics. There are some types that work together in a business and they tag team everything from business to family to life. And they work together every day in the same business and they're aligned in their business and in financial goals, personal, spiritual. And that works great for them. In fact, there's potential for exponential growth when you have two really go-getter types that are in a relationship where they're both intertwined in business and working towards a common goal. This can be powerful. And then there are couples that one person is in the business side of it and the other person is not at all. And in this type of relationship, it's more of a conquering divide. One of the person is the business person and they go out there and make it rain, while the other one is the strong person, the strong anchor that's holding down the home fort and holding down the family so that the other person can go and do their thing. That anchor, that rock, that's strong at the home is the one that makes sure that the kids have lunches, the kids have permission slips signed, that their partner has some clothes that are clean and pressed, ready to go. Vacations have been planned. Repairs around the house, the handyman has been called and scheduled. Doctor's appointments have been made. I've seen couples that are of the former and I've seen couples of the latter, and I've seen great levels of success in both. Now, a little sneak peek into our relationship. Our relationship is more of the latter. You know, one person can be out there making a YouTube channel, doing millions of dollars of real estate deals, treating thousands of patients in our community. And I can do this at a high level because I have a great spouse. I have a great life partner that can help me hold down the other parts. So it's definitely a case of conquer and divide, and it's working out really well. And it's because there's an alignment of interest, there's an alignment of goals, we know what we're working towards, and each person has their roles, and if we put our heads down and make those roles happen, then we will be successful. I digress. I hope you got some value of it. I mean, I stumbled and fumbled along in this video. I even debated whether I should make a video about relationships, but maybe it will help somebody out there. Maybe the decisions that they make about who they're with will be maybe slightly changed. Or maybe it might spark you to have a conversation about finances that you haven't had yet with somebody you're in a relationship with. Either way, make sure that you get on the right side of this coin because, as we discussed, it can have huge impacts on your future success. All right, guys, hope that helps. See you on the next video.